Welcome back to part 4 of episode 5. So much to talk about with the rankings with the NBA. It took 45 minutes to talk about it all. So we're going to spend this next 10 or so minutes talking a little about baseball and wondering what Billy's girlfriend is doing over there, which is apparently none of our business. So, NBA, or the MLB All-Star Game was this past week, and three big storylines actually, was Cespedes repeating as the home run derby champion, Puig not even hitting one ball out of the infield, and apparently Adam Wainwright was getting his groove on with Derek Jeter in the game. So, big thing about that.
Well,
supposedly,
respect.
It is. I mean, the only bad thing about it is, okay, look at it this way. What one thing lacks in the NBA All-Star Game?
Competition.
No.
Defense.
Exactly.
Competition.
But you know why it don't matter there's no defense? Because it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't
no
count.
competition.
It doesn't count for home court advantage. That's the biggest fault in the MLB All-Star Game, is that it counts for home field advantage. I don't like it. You know, if this was like the NBA All-Star Game, where it didn't count, Wainwright could give him an 85-mile-an-hour fastball right down the chute, and nobody would care. Hey, let him hit it out.
I don't believe
It's
that.
a tip of the cap, respect. But the fact that it means something, Jeter got a double, Trout got a triple, and then Mickey got a home run all in the same inning.
And they just won.
Yeah, I mean, now you go back, everybody knows I'm a Cardinals fan. You know that. I personally don't believe that Wainwright gave Jeter anything. I think maybe he has a sense of humor. And I think he told the media, Jim Hayes in St. Louis knows when Adam's joking. The reporters and stuff in St. Louis, they know they're joking. But you get the Fox reporters that don't know what they're doing. And then Wainwright says, oh yeah, I gave him a couple pipe shots for him, served him up for him. He's joking around. He's saying that, he didn't mean he actually gave him a fastball right down the middle when the game counts. It means he messed up. He threw a bad pitch, and Jeter does what he always does. Took it the other way and did it for a double.
Well, I don't think he didn't try to give him one, but he didn't try not to give him one.
I mean, that could be, and that's all, like I said, respect. I mean, give him something to hit, that's fine.
I mean, you're playing to have fun at All-Star Game.
Right. If it didn't mean something. And, and the fact everybody knows what happened last year, Boston had home field advantage, and, in the World Series, because the AL won it last year, and...
So, whoever wins the All-Star Game gets the advantage in the finals, or the World Series?
Home field advantage.
That's really cool. So it's basically, hey, we depend on everybody from this area, from the coast, to help us get the World Series advantage. That's really cool. Okay, I know that.
Pretty much everybody else. But see, like I said, if it didn't mean anything, nobody would have cared. But the fact that the game meant World Series home field advantage, and like I said, Waino, he probably said it out of jokingly, and the Fox reporters took it as, completely wrong. And then Aaron Andrews, I believe it was, mid-game, I mean, they just try to pry at it, and she comes in and she says, so you gave Jeter a couple pipe shots. She tried to egg it on, and he sat there and said, no, I was just joking. I didn't mean it. He said, I'm pretty sure I said yesterday I didn't want Jeter to get a hit off me. I would never intentionally give up hits. It's just things like that. And they just kept picking and prying at it. And then the next day, that night, it was global. Social media. And then it just blew up from there. And it's given Wainwright and it's given the Cardinals negative media
attention
that they don't need and they don't deserve. And then it also backfired on Matheny. Should Kershaw have started that? You know who Clayton Kershaw is. He has a no-hitter this year, and a lot of people said that he should have started that game. Wainwright had the better ERA. Kershaw missed a month of the season in the beginning when he was hurt, so they just fired that up, saying, hey, maybe Kershaw should have started it, but Wainwright did, and then look what happened. But it's not like a team has never won a series that didn't have home field advantage, so...
And they act like they're talking to somebody who don't know how to hit a ball either. Derek Jeter can hit.
Derek Jeter has the third most hits, has the most hits in Yankees history. I mean, he has 3,411
So it's not like
hits, I believe.
It's not like he was throwing a pitch to somebody who couldn't hit, and then
Right.
just
Like Puig.
here you go. I know you can't hit, so here you go.
Yeah. The whole thing is ridiculous. People need to get past it. Wainwright, as much as we don't understand it, the Cardinals actually are more of a small market team. They're not New York. They're not, Miami Marlins, which
But they are a really good franchise.
they are a very good franchise. But they're not the Dodgers. They're not the
but-
Yankees. They're not New York. They're not Chicago.
When you stack up the championships, they're number 2 franchise.
They are.
So
They're number 1 in the National League. I mean, by a pretty good margin, actually. So,
and then the number 1 beats them by a pretty good margin.
Yankees. So, all around, all done.
You can't say 27 championship team sucks.
Yeah, I can.
All right,
Just
well,
did.
you're disrespectful.
Who has the most championships in the NBA?
Celtics.
Yeah.
They suck.
How'd they play last year?
Horrible.
Exactly.
The franchise sucks.
No, right now their team sucks.
The Yankees team sucks.
Yankees
but the franchise
team
is
sucks.
great.
They went out and spent hundreds of millions of dollars to bring in this big team, and then Beltran, Cardinal last year, but Beltran's hurt. Now they're going to try and go out and overpay and get Troy Tulowitzki, and I don't think he's a good player for New York, because if he gets hurt, then they're going to scrutinize
They don't have
him.
a salary cap?
Baseball? No.
Whew. Could you imagine there's no salary cap in the NBA?
Robinson Cano got a 10-year, $240 million deal this past offseason from Seattle. Yeah.
LeBron would be getting $100 million a year.
I wouldn't say that.
Well, he'd be getting more than $25 million. Probably
No,
about,
that's about the average. That's about the average. What a person gets a year. He could get a longer deal, but I'm sure he wouldn't want to sign more than a long-term deal. But in baseball, it's all about length. You sign that 10-year deal, you got 10 years. You got financial stability at that point. So that's where most people, Mike Trout, when he gets free agent, he's probably going to sign a $300 million deal. Mike Trout is the best player in baseball.
Think so?
Oh, yeah. All right. He is a six-tool guy, and there's only 5 of them.
Hopefully somebody will watch this and disagree with you and they come on the show and...
If you disagree with me that Mike Trout is not the best player in base, not best hitter, not best fielder, not best runner, not best anything, the best all-around, can do it all. He's hitting .310 right now with 22 home runs and 71 RBIs.
So you got to be the best all-around player in the sport to be the best?
Yeah.
So LeBron is the best.
He is the best all-around player in baseball right now, and nobody can argue with me at that. And I challenge you to. You comment on this post, you comment and write to us on our page, we will bring you on. I will come to you and meet you, and we will do a video, and you tell me how Mike Trout is not the best player in baseball.
Or who is.
And who is, exactly. And who is. Now, we're doing basketball.
Well, I'm just saying.
We'll do that.
You backed yourself in the corner there. I had to.
You see, if
I had to
we
bring it
had
up
no
while I had
home
it.
runs in the home run derby, and Cespedes was the first player to win back-to-back derby since Ken Griffey, the great junior, did it in 2001. So, Cespedes smash balls hard. He does. Cespedes is just he's so strong. And apparently a guy tried to catch a Giancarlo Stanton home run with a bare hand, and this whole part right here was black. That's what you try to get for hitting a Stanton home run, or trying to catch a Stanton home run with your bare hand.
Hey,
You get it broke.
They got
You
the
get
ball,
broke.
didn't
In what?
they? He caught it?
No, he dropped it. He caught it for a second, and then his hand just
Yeah, you better.
probably dropped it in his beard. Hopefully, he dropped it in his beard.
Hopefully, he still has the ball though.
You got hopefully
Because
510-foot shot.
sell that ball.
That's the one guy. Oh yeah.
And pay for those doctor bills.
Yeah, pay for. Hopefully, he's got a good job. If he can afford to go to the home run derby, he's got a good job. Got good health insurance. So, season's gonna start. You're gonna start back tonight. Your hometown Cardinals. Lynn is going tonight against the Dodgers. So we'll see how that goes. What else you got, Bill? Got any football?
Oh, I know last time we talked was in the mule.
About football?
No. Something better. Ronda Rousey, as I said. She's been winning her fights first round with the armbar. First time she's done it, beat the woman in 16 seconds with TKO. Best woman. She got the best female athlete. Because they should just put those 4 girls in the octagon and let them fight out.
Oh, I'm glad you brought up that subject because
I'd say don't take it away. She'll come
this
in
is
here with
this
you.
is. I don't know if I'd be opposed to that or not. To be honest with you,
but it was a great performance. Her and Chris Weidman beating Lyoto Machida.
Yeah,
champions.
Okay, I just wanted to take a minute. We've done our arguing for the day. No, hey, hear me out.
All right.
We've done our arguing for the day. Now it's time for the meaningful moment on the show. And I want to look at talk about Stuart Scott. I know you watched the ESPYs and the speech that he gave at the ESPYs. I personally did not know he was battling cancer.
I didn't either.
I really didn't.
I like watching him.
He's my favorite anchor on SportsCenter. I love watching it. And that's why he does so many of them. He said because of that. But I did not know he was fighting cancer. And the speech that he gave with his little girls, it was inspiring. It really was. I mean, it was amazing. It was like a flashback to watching Jim Valvano give his speech that night. And it was amazing. It was the second best speech ever given at the ESPYs behind Jimmy V. It really was. And it was tear-jerking.
When his daughter was up there and his daughter was just crying, man, it was heartbreaking.
I don't care who you are. If you didn't shed a tear during that, you don't have a heartbeat. I mean, that man, it brought a tear to my eye. I was watching it late at night, and I started crying by myself. I did. I go get some tissues. I was crying like a little baby. But it was, all around the ESPYs was a good.
Besides Drake.
The Drake versus Blake was pretty funny. Yeah, Blake Griffin was a little funnier than Drake was, and Skylar Diggins was Skylar Diggins on there.
Blake Griffin is he's trying to go for a comedian degree.
Is he?
Yeah, he wants to be a comedian after he's done.
I think him and DeAndre Jordan could succeed at that.
They're funny guys.
Be the pranksters of the NBA. Well, we've covered a lot today, and there's a lot more to cover in the next week of free agency, how it shapes up with Wiggins and Love. This is our longest episode yet.
Hopefully something happens with Love. Get him in Cleveland.
Hopefully something is good. Preseason's going to start pretty soon. Get things going. This is Arguing Sports. We're out of here.